Hello and welcome to Creating Happiness in the Studio. This is episode 2 and I'm Jan Alsop, an Australian artist who lives in regional New South Wales, and I bring these videos to you each week so you can share a little bit of my journey creating my art. I actually missed last week's episode. Actually, I didn't miss it. I skipped it. The reason I skipped it was I was a little confused. I've been a bit unsure since I've gone full-time as an artist, and I just needed to sort through some things in my head. Even more than that, I needed to sort out how things work now, because the thing that surprised me most since I've gone full-time making art is that so many things take much longer than I thought. Because I was doing it a few days a week previously, I didn't have the problem of waiting for base coats to dry. I thought that when I went full-time I would just do all my base coats in one day, another day I'd do all my finish coats, and then I'd have days to paint. But it doesn't work like that. It can't work like that. It all takes too long. So I've needed to rethink pretty much the whole structure that I was expecting. And so pretty much every day now I've got to do some base coats on boards and finish coats on board and paint as well. So that's been interesting to come to that. The other thing about time, it's all about time. My issue is always time. The other thing about time that I've discovered is that everything I do takes longer than I think it does or expect it to. So I'm going to be using my timer to measure how long things take for a while, just so that I've got some information to be going on with. When I was working and painting, I needed to be, super efficient, but I only had limited time, so it was very easy to fit those things into that time. I knew what I could do and I knew what I couldn't, but there's no obvious structure to being a full-time artist, and it's very easy for the time to just slip away. So I'm very much conscious of time and working on that as well. What else have I been doing? There's actually not a lot of colour I notice here as I pan around, but there's colour that it's just a bit out of view. I've gone to some bigger size panels and haven't quite finished prepping those, even bigger than this one behind here. So that'll be fun and interesting. I'll need to scale up my tools and and just play, I think. I've been focusing on playing. I need to find my next steps in this journey, and that's an interesting thing too. I've been away. I'm just back from a trip to Sydney, saw some great art, and I met up with some artists, some online art friends, so that was lovely to finally meet them. And most of all, I spent time with my family down there, which was just so good. I just really enjoyed that. But some of my online friends that I met up with haven't been artists for very long, and they're feeling uncertain about where they're going with their art and what to do. How do you know what to do? And it occurs to me that this actually never goes away. I'm uncertain now about my art and which direction it's going, and half the time I don't know what to do. So I think being an artist, we need to basically accept that we're not in control completely. I'm still determined to get a level of control, at least over time. But creativity it's all new. If you're doing it right, it's all new and you don't know where you're going. You don't know what the next step is, and you're always on the edge of a precipice. And so it's been interesting this week for me to relearn that. If you're finding these videos interesting, can you share them with your friends? Because I'd love them to get around and meet a few more online friends as a result. I hope that you are creating happiness in either your studio, your home, your work, or whatever this week. Keep in mind that it is something you have total power over. You can create happiness. And I'll definitely be creating some happiness here. Until next week, bye.